We look at the changing face of the monarchy, and we look at the past and the present, and how we know Prince Harry is not as a conventional royal. He's always been one to test boundaries, to push the limits, and we know that about him. So we aren't really surprised with his choice, but I think when we look at older members of the establishment, they might have still a lot of reflection back on Wallis Simpson and what a divorced American meant for the monarchy back in the 1930s. However, we have graduated from that. We are a very modern society, and I think that the Queen has given her consent, of course, because she wants to see her grandson happy. But she needs to also let the country know that the monarchy is changing, that the monarchy is keeping up with the times and is very much a modern institution. So I think there's going to be a little bit of apprehension on some of the old courtiers and some of the old guard, but I think some of the new members of the royal family, the younger, the modern ones, and especially the ones that push change, which most people don't understand, that change comes from the Queen. I think that we're going to see a mix of emotions here with the upcoming royal wedding to American Meghan Markle. And as Prince Harry is no longer number 3 in line to the throne, as George and Charlotte have come along, and now we're going to have another Cambridge, I don't think we will see a public holiday. I, myself, don't think it is appropriate. I think we will see a very different sort of celebration, not keeping in line with traditional royal weddings as we've seen in the past. Prince Harry doesn't like royal convention. He doesn't really care much for all that pomp and pageantry. So I think we'll see a blend of definitely some royal formalities, but a very new twist on a very traditional way that royals have always had their marriages, have had receptions, have had celebrations. Of course, the public will want to see him and his new bride, but I don't think that that pomp and ceremony will be there, which will require or dictate a big holiday. As we've been analysing what Prince Harry might be doing and how this is all going to actually play out, Brexit is Brexit whether there's a royal wedding or not. And I think that some people who don't care much for the monarchy, that see them pretty much as just wasting money, I do sympathise with them to a point, but to use the royal family as a way to distract from Brexit, I think is wrong. This is a time now where the country needs to come together, where we need to put our best foot forward, and I think some people need to feel a part of Britain again. And I think that a royal wedding, not so much to the scale and standard of William and Catherine's back in 2011, I think this current royal wedding will be a booster, of course, for British morale, but I don't think it will have an impact that previous royal weddings have had. But to use a royal wedding to mask Brexit and to use it as an excuse, I think is completely wrong, because we have a young man, number one, and a woman who are in love with each other. And I think that love is to be celebrated no matter whether you're a royalist or not. It's always nice to see people happy in their private, personal lives. To be honest with you, I don't feel that the public should pay for the wedding. Now, if the head of state is going, which she will, and senior members of the royal family, we have to look at costs. Who's paying? If it comes down to security and all of that, yes, the head of state needs to be protected no matter where she goes. However, if it comes down to a private ceremony, of course, no, I don't feel at all that public coffers should be opened to pay for any sort of a wedding. However, most of the time, when we have a royal wedding, we look at costs which are deferred by the royal family itself. So the real term cost of royal weddings is security, is road closures, these sorts of things. So we have to look in a non-biased way and see exactly what the needs are, who's attending, where they're attending from, and if extra needs are required, such as security and et cetera, et cetera. There's always been anti-royal sentiment. We can't ignore that fact. But the royal family is, in fact, riding high. They really are the best face of the British public. Everyone knows the Queen. So when we sit there and say, Do we like them? Are they popular? Of course they are. This is a country that lives and breathes monarchy. It runs in our veins. And of course you have a small population that doesn't agree with that would rather see a republic, but we are not France and we are certainly not America. And I think that's really what sets us apart on the world stage.